Welcome to this little series about the electronic radial arm saw. And if you've been following me, we have this machine set up and ready to do a lot of work. It's calibrated in beautiful condition, and it is safe to operate this machine. That's what it is. Now, from here on, it depends on us. It's how we want to operate it. So there's a lot of different ways of doing things, and from here on, it's just common sense of how to do it the safe way. Not the quick way or the easiest way, but the safe way. You want to be safe. That's the bottom line. I just mentioned a couple of things of how I kind of operate this thing on this end. First of all, there's a fence here. They call it a fence, and and it's a good word for it because it could be a wall. And what happens is you wind up keeping good neighbors if they stay on their side of the fence, is what they say. Good neighbors, if he stays on the other side of the fence, we're going to be very happy. Once this here is my operating room, and this guy does not belong over here unless he's just going to cut and he's going to go back. He's going to go back to his side of the fence. So when guys are kind of cutting this way with the machine on my side of the fence, I would not like that. And there's another reason. It looks a little dangerous, the blade here in the front. I feel another way is that you are actually cutting up. If you remember, it's cutting up on the board instead of down, which is the way the machine was meant to cut. Down like this. It cuts down into the wood, down into the wood, not up. Remember the fibers? Anyway, just things to think about. I've seen them do this. It's fine. I mean, as long as they're safe, I guess they do dados this way. I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like a farmer's cut. It's funny because when you go in the woods, you see a tree down, and you look at the stump, you can tell if a farmer cut that tree because the back is kind of always slanted. They always have envisioned that if you cut the back of the tree, it's going to kind of hold it and go that way, which is not true. It makes it very weak. It's a really bad cut. Cutting a farmer's cut. That's what I call. So this here is, to me, is a very bad move, I should say. And that I would not do. Let me see my battery for a minute because it was yellow. Still yellow. Okay, here's another one. I think you guys got me on the side here. My blade is all the way back on that side of the fence. And a lot of guys want to gain, I don't know, the 3 inches. I don't know what, I think it's like 3 inches. This is like 3 inches. So if I was to cut this, I would be cutting it back there. Let's say the fence will be back here, and I'm hauling this so I can cut it. So here they have all this room. They can gain 15 inches, but what's funny is that that's all they cut is little pieces. It's like, why have the fence back there? You know, if you're just going to cut the little pieces, you know, put it where it belongs. It'll be safe. Bring the fence over. Give the blade a little more room to stay way back beyond the fence. So, and if you see I'm going to show you that if I was to cut this where it belongs, I'll be standing like this. But if I put it back here, now I'm reaching in. If you notice, I have to reach over and then bring this blade. Now I'm bringing the blade and it's coming at me, kind of. There's nothing going to happen, but it's a bad move for me. There's a reaching thing. I don't need to reach. If I stay back here, it puts me up in this position to cut. Another thing about this machine is the handle. The handle is horizontal. Those guys over there are vertical. And it's just weird because that machine over there is 40 inches high. This guy is 36. It's 4 inches higher than this guy. And it doesn't seem like much, but it is. It's a lot. And that guy over there, I will want that handle to be vertical. It feels good cutting. But this one being lower, this way horizontal is much better. I have more control of the blade for some reason this way. It's like I gotta look at my battery again. It's like the movies where you see a cop holding a gun. He holds it like this, and then on top of that, he puts his hand underneath, keep it stir, and then he can't shoot the barn. He's got 100 yards and he can't shoot the barn, the side of the barn. Where you get a kid, where the first thing, he never had a gun in his hand, the first thing he does is he cocks it like this, and he'll shoot this way. Because he got more leverage. It feels good in the hand. This is how it is with this machine. It's kind of weird that I have to say that, but I guess I did. What else? I made a note here because what we're going to do is we're going to see what we can do with just a blade. Just a plain old blade. We know we can cut pretty straight, I guess. And I got what place in my hands, the pistol grip, how to stand in front of the machine. The leaning over is kind of weird. You lean over. It's kind of a bad one. So I'm going to cut a couple of cuts here, what we can do with just the blade. And one of them will be, let me set a new battery in this camera. Okay, let me first of all, you gotta plug it in. A few cuts here, and let me stick the battery in here. So we have some kind of a display. Let's see if we do. It looks like we do. So we're gonna have to set everything up again. We have elevation, we'll make it 0. Bevel, we'll make it 0. And the miter, we'll make it 0. Okay. If I wanted to cut this board like a piece of board or something, and of course the machine is not running, let's say I'm going to cut it at 30 inches. I make my mark, but then I bring the blade over, and again I wind up touching the blade on the side. I can bring the knife right where I want to cut, and I have it right there. I bring it back, I turn it on. That's what's nice about the radial arm saws. Actually, if it was still running, well, I just leave it running if I see that you can't hear me. But if you need to make the cut while the blade is running, you can see it. That's what's nice about it. But these saws, instead of the table saw, you can see the blade so you can make your cut. Okay, that was that. So what can be done with just a blade? Well, again, if I go up, you can get creative. Here you got the machine, and you got the blade that comes with it. And you kind of want to make something. Let's bring this to 45. Lock it up. Let's see. Bevel 45, perfect. And we put this in elevation, and we bring it down to 1.26. Right there. Hopefully it's there. So we'll put this here. We'll make a bevel 45. And of course, all of a sudden, now you can make a box. You do 4 of them like that, you have created a box with just a blade. You can glue this guy on, no wrong with that. You want to reinforce it, you can put a dowel in there, right across. Let's say we want to make a picture frame. One of your first projects. All of a sudden you want to make a picture frame. Let me, I'll cut this one instead. I just found this outside. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this right up to 45. Lock it up. Elevation 0. Right there. Let's make a picture frame. Here you go. You make 4 of those, you got yourself a picture frame. And what's needed here is little dado or rabbit, so you can put the picture frame in there. We can create that with this machine with just the blade. We can do that. One thing my grandpa said to me one time, I remember his shop. he used to build beehives in his shop, and he said, if you want to know if you're doing a good job, is make a square, make a frame, I don't know, 12 by 17, you know, kind of nice size, and glue it together, put some glue on it, and clamp it, whatever you have, the way you're going to do it. Let it dry up. When you feel that it's dry, take the frame and just drop it. But make sure that the corner hits the floor. And see if it will hold up. If it does, you did a pretty good job. And if it breaks apart, look at it, and you'll notice a lot of things. Either the cut was wrong, too much glue, not enough glue, or maybe when you clamp it together, too much pressure on one corner, not enough on the other. That means a lot. The clamping means a lot. Here's something I have. I got this a long time ago. Actually, I have a video of a clamp, a hold down. I think it's the ones up in the wall there. How you put the boards together when doing the table. It's just perfect. It keeps the pressure down and the pressure in on the boards when you make the table. This guy does the corners for a frame. So what happens is you have the equal pressure on all four corners. And that is so important. Of putting the frame together. I still have a lot of frames like that with just glue, and not only that they hold the picture, but they hold the glass, which could be pretty heavy, and they're still together after all these years. I think I just mentioned that. Let's see how the battery's doing here. Yep, I'm going to have to change the battery. We'll be right back. Okay, got a new battery in. If I can get you a little closer here. Go like this, I guess. We tend to what's going on here? Let's see, miter, 0. Okay, elevation. Okay, now we tend to make a lap here. Want to overlap it. So if you want it to go down, what we usually do is, let's see, I think this guy's 3/4. Yep, 3/4. And if I go, let's see, you gotta bear with me, I can't see that much, but if I go like here, I go 7/50, 3/4, and if I divide it by 2, I got 375. Okay. Okay. I don't have my coffee yet. If I go up 375, $375. I should say 0.375. Oh, I think my heater is gone. Just ran out of gas. I'm going to get very cold in here. This is that. Let me show you my heater. This heater's got to be 40 years old. Right there, that space heater is still around. It really throws out a lot of heat, but it eats up the gas quick too. So here we go. And sometimes what we have to do is go back and forth. You get the point. Of course, there are better ways to do that, and I think I went a little too far here. On my hat, you can tell I went too far. Sometimes the best thing to do is actually, let me see if I can do this. Bring the blade up and measure from the top. Measure the top. Bring it down. Maybe too much. Maybe too much. I will say that's the top right there. And now bring it down. I'll put down 0. Reset that to 0 and go down. What was it? 375? Nope. Oh goodness. Just bear with me for a minute, really. 3/4. Divided by 2. Yeah, 375. But I don't have no 5 here. That's the problem. I got 8. Nope. 3. Back up again. A little bit. Let's see what happens here. See, I will say that's right on the money, right there, 3/8. I don't know if you can see that, right there. Of course, there's better ways of doing that. That's what the blade does. Need a different, like a dado blade, a dado stack. I got blades to do this. I'm just showing what you can do with just the blade. But by measuring 0 from the top and then go down works better, because what happens is that it's hard to get the zero from the table because you already have made a curve on it. So it's like, it's tough. So when you do stuff like this, it's better off if you measure zero to the top of your work and then you go down. Anyway, let me stop you here and let me show a better way of making this cut with a single blade. Let me stop you for a second. Okay. What I've done here, I introduced a different fence. Let's see if I can get you down here. And it's getting cold here, so this is going to be my last cut. I have this fence. It's like half of it. This one is a little high. I'll tell you what I do with this guy here. This was nice about being able to put different fences in. That's why when I see guys nailing or gluing or hammering or whatever the fence to the table, it's like you can't. It's crazy. Well, in my opinion, I think it is, because you're going to see what I usually do. And here's another fence that I have. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of fences. This one, I'll tell you what I use this one for. And just for stuff like this. So what I'll do is, I can bring this. I need to bring that up a little higher. So I'll use that. We're going to use the same board that we had. Let's see, you see that? Right there. And let's see if we can. I have it already set it where the blade is just about touching right here, the fence. That's going to be my guide right there. So now I need to do is to bring this down and find the top of that board. Let's see if we can get it. It just touches. Let's see. A little bit more. Too much. Like there maybe. Looks like it's just rubbing. So now we're going to do is make that zero. So that elevation will be 0. And if I was to bring it down, what was it? 0.35. Half of that 3/4. 3. Or say right there. That will be half of it. So now we will be able to cut that. And let's do a mark. Let's say I want to cut 1.5 right here. Let's say 1.5 right there. Right there. That's a bad mark, but anyway, that's the mark I'm going to put right there like this. So from here to here, I got 1.5. My blade is down. The bottom of the blade is down half of this, hopefully. And we'll see how we do. With just this fence, I can hold this and make this cut. And of course, anytime I have to do something like that, I do unplug it. Okay, I do that. I do. So let me put you, I guess, over here so you can see. Let me plug it in. It's getting very cold in here. I'm freezing. Let me put my jacket on. Okay. So let's make this cut. We'll turn it on. was a bad measurement. I will have to go down some more. Oh, 5. I guess. I don't know what I did here, but they do one more cut. A little bit more. I don't know what I did there, but let's see what we got here. Right there it is. How are we going to do this? It's got to be 3/8, and there it is. 3/8. So now, let me put you up here. Let me unplug it for a minute. And we'll close up this video. We'll make that last cut. Okay, get rid of this. Find 0 again. Lock this in. There's a 0 there. Let's reset elevation. How we can make that cut. See where it is here. Right there. Let's see what happens. So that will cut the whole thing. So let me bring it over. Here we go. Let's see, 3. I think it was 3.5. If it's true, you can look at it this way. I go a little bit more up, you can see it. Right there. here we go. Oh, plug it in. And here you go. Way of doing it. It was just a blade. I'm going to close this guy up because it's getting cold in here. And I'll come back. And what we're going to do the ripping. I'll talk a little bit about the ripping, what to look for, what to be careful about, and how to do it safely. And thanks for watching.